up where I left off years ago. And the thing is that sometimes you have to think crazy. You have to do things that don't make sense. You know, I mean, I was just thinking the fact that sometimes you have to be spontaneous. I think that was really what my point was. It's not that you have to be irrational. I mean, can you truly... Let me stop. I gotta take a breather for a moment. Let me take a look at this thing. Anyway, it looks good. The light looks good. Anyway, let me stop. Well, anyway, I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep on going and stay right here. You know, getting back to what I was saying, the thing is that sometimes you have to do things that are crazy. Like, you know, magic. Stuff like that. You got to do magical things to make magic happen. You know, like in the TV series Bewitched or in I Dream of Jeannie. You got to do magic. But here's the thing. I'm just being a little bit silly, and this is the first time I've made a video on Squirrel War X in a long time. I've been making videos. I've been constantly making videos. It's just I haven't put any up on this channel. Hopefully it'll go up to the right channel. Otherwise it'll go up to my regular channel, which is, you know, PH Lewis 86. But the thing is that, you know, you have to explore things. You know, yesterday I was sort of playing around with some of the... I was learning all kind of things yesterday about, like, services that my job has that I didn't know, you know. Things you could do that I didn't know. Only because I actually, you know, went on a website, I looked at things, I read things. And I'm thinking all my coworkers, a lot of times, they don't even know this stuff exists. You know, if you're in another place, for example, like if I go to any other educational institution, I can go and log on to their thing. Because there's a thing called, you know, EDU Rome or EDUROME. You can just log on to that, and you know, anybody at any university, if you got, you can use your old, whatever credentials you use to log on to your thing, to log on to that, to their Wi-Fi. Because I was over at DePaul yesterday, you know. So if I'm over at Loyola or DePaul or any place else where they got that thing, you can log on. But the thing I was thinking about was some years ago, this guy, I always refer to him in a very kind way as Equifarb. I just made up that name. You know, he would always attack me on, because I would talk about being crazy and being spontaneous. And, you know, and I guess he must have thought I was just, you know, oh, no, here's another crazy person. I'm going to have fun with him. You know, I'm going to have fun because he's talking about positive thinking and all that stuff. And so, you know, and he even said that, oh, I just loved it. It was like his whole thing was to attack me and to shame me and embarrass me and make me look like I was nothing because I was talking about being spontaneous and about being a little bit crazy. Sometimes in life, but my real point though, because he kind of distracted me for a while. But my real point is that, you know, sometimes you do have to be crazy. Sometimes you have to do things that break the pattern. You know, if you just, like, I think the biggest problem with most people is most people are too rational in a sense, or they are too scientific. They analyze things too much. And when you kind of become so careful that you don't want to take any risk in life, because you think of every, you know, when I used to go through anxiety attacks, that was the thing. I used to look at things and say, well, yeah, this could go wrong, and that could go wrong, and this could go wrong, and that could, you know, if you think about everything, anything can go wrong. Lots of things can go wrong. Yeah, life is risk. The minute you step out your door, even if you stay in the door, if you stay in the house, it's risky. If you go outside, it's risky. If you do anything, you're taking a risk. If you speak to someone, you're taking a risk. If you know, if you wanted to ask someone out on a date or something, you're taking a risk. If you don't ask them out, you're taking a risk that you might lose this opportunity. Everything you do is a risk. And what people want to do is live the life where they don't take any risk or take any chances. And how do you do that? By following formula. By doing things according to what the experts and the people who know more about it tell you to do. Do exactly what the experts say, which you're taking a risk then too. You don't think about it, but yeah. There is no absolute safe way to do anything. In life, it's a constant risk. It's constant chance taking. And you have to be willing. I'm willing to take the risk. I'm willing to do things. I'm willing to do something that might not work. It might not work. I always tell people, don't follow me because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to do this thing. You know, I'm just doing this. And that's the way it is even when I make my videos. I'm just doing this. And I don't walk around like I'm an expert because I'm not. You know, my other channel, I have the thing. I say, I'm just a guy with a camera and an opinion. And for anybody to take me anywhere beyond that, you're taking the risk. I'm just a guy with a camera and an opinion. And that's it. But, you know, life is about taking chances. It's just about being willing to do something. You got to get up. You got to move. You got to do. And you can't be afraid that it's going to fail. It's going to be wrong. And I think that's the big fear. It's like what William James said, the fear of being duped. You might believe something that just isn't true. Or you might do something that doesn't work. I think that's the biggest fear that too many people have. So you can't be afraid to take chances. Take a chance. You might fail. But, you know, you got to have faith that you can recover from that. And yes, it's a matter of faith, believing. And this is not about religion. Again, if people want to get in some religious argument, I'm not even responding to that. Because it's not I use the word faith, meaning that you don't know. You don't know. You follow what you feel. Yes, I'm a person who believes in my feelings. I'm a feeling person. I do kind of agree with something that the idea that Jung was talking about, and that is that, you know, that the intellect is a slave to the passions. We may not like that, but it's just true. I mean, we do things according to what we feel, what feels comfortable, what feels right to us. And we try to look at that. We can do a lot of thinking. I think thinking is important, but I think you can overthink. Because there are many times people sit down and they think about things. I used to think and think and think and go through a lot of stress and anxiety and be afraid. Because you look at, all you can ever think about is really possibilities. What might go wrong. But things might go right, but you don't know. The only way you can know is by doing. And be willing to do. I'm willing. That's the one thing. That's like the story of my life. I'm willing to do. I'm willing to take a chance. I'm willing to live. And that's the thing. Be willing to live.